IPMNation.com.
Hey, this is Abe
And Derek.
And Andy.
from the band
For the Future.
For the Future.
For the future.
For the Future. And you're listening to Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet and IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. We're here at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia as we do the show here every week. TheStudioNH.com is a website if you want to check it out online. Don't forget our other sponsors, too. We're sponsored by Central NH Events. If you need a DJ for your event, you can go to centralnhevents.com. Tim Martin will DJ your shindig, your hootenanny, whatever it may be, and does a great job and helps make this show possible, as well as Tweak Sound and Mastering in Concord. Mr. Matt Marcil, if you need some audio production engineering, he can also play multiple instruments. I'm always jealous of people like that. But tweaksound.com is a website if you want to look up Matt. And, of course, Sonic Wallpaper. Our good friend Ryan LeMay, who's been on the show several times talking about Sonic Wallpaper, providing music lessons to mostly kids in the area who could not otherwise afford it. And they're doing some great stuff. And our guest tonight, we have three of the folks in the band For the Future. Abe, Andy, and Derek. How are you fine gentlemen?
Very well.
Good.
Two of you have been on the show before, multiple times.
Yeah, we were three of the members out of four of For the Future were in a band called East is East. So this is kind of a transformation of that, I guess we can say. But yeah, it's a new band, new sound.
And East is East, by the way. Without East is East, this show may never have existed.
Yeah, the theme music that starts the program off was recorded in Jonas's garage.
Yeah.
And I helped put that together. That's cool to hear every once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. How long has For the Future been around now?
About a year.
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so you have, so there's five of you total in the band, right?
No, just four now.
Oh, just four. Okay. Did somebody leave?
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a member leave.
What happened? I'm always looking for the dirt.
Give
me the dirt.
She just wanted to do more like theater type productions and whatnot.
Okay.
And wanted to get on the stage in a different way.
Okay, I gotcha. All right.
We miss her, but I mean,
Yeah.
On to other
But who
stuff.
needs her, really? I mean, right?
Yeah, we're always keeping our focus, for the future.
Yes. I see what you did there.
Looking forward, not back.
Yeah. No,
That was terrible.
No,
that was good.
It is a good way to do things though. And well, let's do that. Why don't we play something from the new band For the Future, and when we come back, we'll chat some more. What do you guys want to open the show with?
Let's do Lighthouse Ablaze.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. This is Lighthouse Ablaze from For the Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Dances the life again. She doesn't feel the weight of the truth. She finds herself lost in vacancies. It doesn't matter the direction the wind blows. Watch it fade away. With this truth she is undone. She's a tiny spark that starts the flame, exploding like 1,000 suns. No mirror could reflect her faults. There's no gateway to her shallow depths. You
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt Connarton talking with three-quarters of the band For the Future tonight. So who are we missing?
We're missing Alex Vaughn, our drummer.
And he was in East is East with you, right?
Yep, he was the drummer for East is East. He's actually married to the member that left, Jess Vaughn.
Jess, formerly of
a Simple Complex.
Yeah. Okay, small world. Okay.
Yeah. So they had some real life stuff that they had to take care of that just came up today, and
yeah.
He just couldn't make it today.
Okay. Now, the songs we're hearing tonight, are these from an EP, or are you working on a full length, or what's?
The
are they
songs
just singles at this point, or
if I'm talking too much, go ahead, stop me. The songs we're hearing today is from our 6-song demo. Basically, we just, as a band, you always need something that when you go to a show, you can hand out to people. So
yeah.
We have all the recording equipment we kind of need in our practice space, so we just took a night, recorded the rhythm tracks for everything, and then over the course of a month, made what you're going to be hearing tonight. So it's a 6-song EP demo kind of thing that is free at our shows.
Yeah.
We're not just, if you come to a street and ask us for one, we're not going to give it to you. You have to come to the shows to get it.
Yeah.
But we will be, over the next couple months, starting into our first, real professional EP. We're going to take more time with it and, put some more polish on it than the current demo has.
It should be said, though, the demo sounds great. I was listening to it online, and I think it sounds really good.
Thank you.
Thanks. Because, some people, they hear demo, and they think it probably doesn't sound that great, and just no one really cared much about what they were doing because it's just a demo. But, no, it does sound really good, which, of course, you'd want it to if you are handing it out to people, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is that we have all this equipment and we've been recording off and on, and so I've gotten a lot better at mixing and putting everything together. Mm-hmm. And so we definitely put time into the editing process, making it as polished as possible, and everyone kind of brought their A game. So.
Yeah. How many songs do you guys have total, or did you record everything you have, or probably not? I assume you have more stuff.
Yeah, we haven't recorded everything. We still have some songs in the works, or it's just songs that need some finishing up. I don't know, total songs that we've written over the last year, like 10.
I want to say 10. Yeah. We could
Yeah.
definitely put together probably an hour-long set if we had to. And,
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're very comfortable in doing like a 30 to a 45-minute set right now, which, as a starting band, which we are, is a good way to go because you're opening up for people. You don't want to bore people who aren't, sure of you yet, who don't know you.
Yeah.
So it's the James Brown hit it and quit.
Right. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
What about material from East is East? Does any of that make it into the new band, or is it a completely clean slate, or how do you approach that? Because you had a lot of, you guys.
We had a ton of stuff. Because
yeah.
we were around for 6, almost 7 years. So,
wow, yeah.
Yeah, we accumulated quite a few songs.
Yeah.
And we debated with that when we started this band if we wanted to, carry over any songs that were kind of in the works or any songs we were really partial to. But we
because
decided
it must be tempting, right? I mean.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be like, hey, we can already play a whole set right off the bat. But no, we decided to just start from a clean slate.
Yeah. What about, were there any kind of unfinished ideas from the old band that kind of cross over?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's bound to happen, I would think.
A couple songs were kind of at the end of East is East, which, one of the songs you're going to hear tonight, Business, was at the end of that. And it didn't really have the sound, the East is East sound, which had mainly a lot of big heavy guitars. Our whole thing with the new project was just we wanted it to be big but without being heavy.
Yeah.
So the idea of a kind of a scooped mids, distortion guitars kind of cut out, less power chords, more kind of extended chords, and for me a lot of delay, and just something that once again sounds big but without being heavy.
Yeah. And Derek, you weren't ever in East is East, right?
No, I wasn't.
So you're totally the new guy.
I'm totally new to this band. I was in a band with Andy called Cool Ya Jets.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And they kind of slowly had
so you're almost kind of not that new. You're extended family.
Yeah. Right.
There's a lot of that in the scene, which I think is cool. I mean, it's everybody kind of knows each other, and a lot of people have played in these different bands together. So, do you guys find that with this band, are you able to go out and play with some of the bands you played with as East is East, or because it seems like a lot of bands that were around back when you guys were really hitting it heavy with that band have kind of fallen by the wayside, and which happens, and then new bands.
Yeah, I can't think of any bands that we're playing with now that we were playing with as East is East. It
Really?
seems like they've all kind of gone the way of the Buffalo.
Yeah.
The only band that comes to mind is like towards the end of East is East, we were playing with Color Collective.
Yeah, Color
Yeah.
And they're
Collective.
still around. I mean, but I don't know when they exactly started up. It wasn't.
I feel like it was towards the end
It
of
was
East is East.
very much towards
Okay.
the end of East is East, and that kind of overlapped. So
Yeah, that's a name I've been hearing lately
Yeah,
too. Is
no,
Color
they're awesome.
Collective. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, cool. Well, why don't we play another track? What do you guys want to play next?
Well, we already mentioned Business, so why don't we go ahead with that?
Okay. All right, cool. So this is Business from For the Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
If you want to count my tappets down, a second guess, a triplicate of mistakes, yeah. If you want to see me stumble along, all it takes is a word or two, is a word or two.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt. We're sitting here tonight with, we've got Abe, Andy, and Derek from For the Future. And Alex, is that the name of the guy we're missing?
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure I mention everyone's name. Okay, so last segment, so we heard the song "The Biz." Is it "The Business" or just "Business"?
Just business.
Just business. Okay, and we got to talk about the video, and this is cool because we're kind of doing a world premiere with the video.
Yeah. We wanted to just do more than just put it on our YouTube, so we thought that putting it on the Local Outbreak page would be a good way to support Local Outbreak, but also have the people who enjoy Local Outbreak, come check us out in a very easy and engaging way.
Yeah. So I think that's great. I'm excited, and I haven't seen it yet. But I know Derek, you had some info you wanted to share.
Yeah. So the video came about from a film class at LRCC. And they had just posted on Facebook about looking for bands. I guess they do music videos every so often.
Okay.
So they're specifically looking for bands, and they'll just kind of put the word out there. So I emailed them, and I got a message back saying they were interested. They liked our sound.
Yeah.
So we stopped in, and they did a video for us, and it's actually a project for them as well. So it gets a grade for them, and we get a music video out of it. Yeah. So that was done by... Mike Place is the teacher, and David Clark was the one that was contacting with me.
Yeah.
And the other students were Kenneth Chaput, Mike Caruso, and Ben Roberts, and they all kind of did their own editing for the video.
Yeah.
So we got like 4 different takes of it.
Oh, cool.
So that was pretty neat, and we got to see all the different edits, and then we chose which one we wanted for the video.
Oh, interesting. What was it hard to choose between...
Yeah, there were a couple of them were pretty close.
Yeah.
We had to kind of really figure out what we wanted to say with the video and which one kind of said that the best, and especially like timing, things like that. Which one kind of did it the best?
Yeah.
So it was all filmed as one thing, and then it's just 4 different edits. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it was just one camera still, and they had us kind of move around the room rather than 4 cameras moving.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of clips of. But it's all pieced together.
So how long after you did that did you get to see the well, I was going to say the final cut, but really 4 final cuts, I guess.
That was about 2 weeks later.
About 2 weeks later, they had it all done, and we got to sit in with them and watch each one and discuss which one we liked best. And it was a little difficult to choose.
Was it hard? Like, I mean, because I assume were you sitting there with the people who had made So it's probably a little awkward in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was anonymous too. We didn't know who did what, so it's like we didn't know when we picked one who it belonged to.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, it's for a class, and the teacher had to be like, well, this is what happens in a real life situation. People are going to judge your work and everything.
Yeah.
And Mike was very good about just being like, they're professionals, so kind of treat it like that.
And that was just a small portion of the grade. I think he said it was 3 extra points for whoever won, so it's not like it was a huge deal.
Oh, okay.
Not a big loss for the other guys.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But still, everyone that worked on it was really cool, so you don't want
they were great.
You don't want to put down anyone's feelings by not choosing their video.
Yeah. No,
all those guys were really cool.
Because I would imagine, I mean, I know how I would be in that situation. I mean, you guys are nice guys. You're probably being very careful with your... you're not going to sit there and be like, well, this one sucks, so we're definitely not going with this one.
Yeah, we tried to be gentle with our criticism.
Yeah. Now, do you have copies of the other versions too? So if you guys ever, maybe they'll leak out someday when you're famous and.
Yeah, we told them if they ever want to, release their own edits of them, we'd be more than happy to say, hey, this is another edit done specifically by this guy. So that you can check it out. I mean, we're more than happy to help promote any one of those guys.
Yeah. That's kind of cool to know that those other versions exist. So when you saw the final versions, I mean, or the one you ended up deciding on, was it what you thought it was going to be? Or, I mean, did anyone explain to you exactly what they were going for prior, or was it just kind of a surprise?
Well, it's not really a video that tells a story necessarily. It's a performance video.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I had an idea of what it was going to kind of come out like. But I mean, what you perceive isn't always 100% there, but it was close, I thought.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess we didn't totally know until we got to the place too, because I wasn't sure what we were even going to be in, or what we were going to be looking at, or how many cameras. So it's
Right.
just a single camera. So that was interesting.
Yeah, we did so many takes of the song in different ways, so it was interesting to see like what parts of what takes they took and put them all together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You didn't know after the 20 takes of it that we did like which parts they were going to end up using.
Right. 20 takes, really?
Nah, I think it's probably like 10,
Yeah.
15.
Well,
I don't know.
still,
Yeah.
that's
It
quite
still was quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
mean-
fake playing.
Right.
Exhausting.
It took an afternoon to do, and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you always hear, these bands, they do these videos, and it's just like, what I always think is interesting is when you hear about the videos where they recorded them in front of a live audience, but they're just kind of lip syncing in front of a live audience at a concert, and that poor crowd has to sit through, 10 or 12 performances of the same lip sync song over and over.
No, we just had to torture like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as bad.
yeah, whoever else was in that building that day, and
Yeah.
So what is the future plan as far as are you gonna you've got the demo, or are you looking to eventually put out a full length, or
So wait, can I ask? So you're asking what our plans for the future are?
yes, for the future, what are your
All right.
plans?
Go on, Abe.
like I said before, over the next couple months, we're going to be working on our new EP.
Yeah.
Which is going to choose a few songs from the demo, probably, but a few songs you haven't heard, and we're just going to have a really nice polished copy that we can sell, that we can use to promote. That'll be a little bit more professional than the demo. The demo that we have right now is basically just something that we can hand out at shows. It's our product.
Right. Well, because I'm always curious in terms of whether doing an EP or a full length. I'm always interested in what goes into that decision, because a lot of guests I talk to, they only want to put out an EP. Some insist on doing a full length, and some just want to do singles. They figure, in the internet era, it's all about immediacy and whatnot, and just do a series of singles and not even do an EP. Like, why are you guys? I mean, obviously plans can change, but it sounds like the current plan is to shoot for an EP.
Well, yeah. Originally, we were very tied into like the album model, which has kind of been there for years and has worked very well for people.
Because that's what you did with East is East, right? You did.
We had one album and one EP.
Okay.
But for this band, I was talking to a friend of ours, Matt Blanchett, who was in the band Call My Name, and is currently working on a solo project called Paper Monsters.
Huh. We've had Call My Name on the show. Yeah.
But I went into a recording session with Matt, and I got to talking to him about like EPs versus albums, and he said something that made a lot of sense. In this day and age, you need to constantly be putting something out there,
Exactly.
for an audience to just constantly satiate them. Because like with East is East, we had over the course of 6 or 7 years, we had two semi-professional. We had one really professional recording and one EP over the course of 7 years, so it's very easy to forget you. But if you can do EPs regularly, which are quick and easy to do, and especially since we have the equipment to do it ourselves, we can have a product out there and constantly be putting stuff out there and reminding people that we're around and doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could also agree with just putting out singles. I mean, it's how the music industry works nowadays. As much as I'd love to do like a big Dark Side of the Moon concept album, it's a lot harder to do nowadays because you don't have funding from labels, and if you take more than a couple years to put out something new, you can very easily be forgotten about, especially at our level.
Yeah. It's interesting how much it's all changed. For me, I'm older, so I remember, when I was a kid, it was always, every band put out a full length. You'd rarely see any. Once in a while, you'd see an EP, but usually it was a full length, and then from that full length would be a series of singles. Maybe every 2 or 3 months, a single would go to radio, and then the band would tour, and then maybe 2 or 3 years later would be the next full length, and just to watch the change. And now it's so cool because you have all these options. You can really kind of, however you want to chart your course, you can do it, and you guys have the freedom to you could change your mind tomorrow and say, no, we're just going to do singles, or we're going to do a full length, and figure out a way to market that. It's amazing. I mean, a lot of people don't like the way the business has changed, but I think it's cool. You had all kinds of options.
No, I mean, if you're in it to make money, go start a cover band. I think you really have to kind of think that way. I mean, if we've basically at our age have basically decided we're not going to be chasing that big gold ring at the end. We're just trying to do what we like doing and get some fans.
Yeah.
So we're not concentrating on being the next big thing all over America. We just want people to show up to our shows and you know, to give them something that they want and give them something that they haven't heard before. If we were concentrating on that other stuff, it would just make our lives just that much more difficult, and I think that model's just gone away, and we could sit and cry about it and just say, oh, if we had a label backing us or whatever, and not go anywhere, or we can just kind of accept it and say, we're not going to make money at this, but we can make fans, and if we can do that right, maybe something can come of that in the future. But like I said, we're just kind of concentrating on making sure that we have something that people like and people want to go see our shows and kind of consume our product.
Yeah, I'm just happy to write music that we all like and to meet cool people at shows and just get out there and play. That's all I really want at this point.
But the interesting thing is, by approaching it that way and just doing what you like and not worrying about the other part of it, that success may end up coming anyway. Because you're doing it the way you want to do it, and you're focused on, making music that you like and so forth, and not so much worried about the other stuff. Sometimes,
it's how you define your success.
Yeah,
I mean, if your success is just having people come to every show that you do, that's fairly achievable, I think.
Yeah,
if you just work kind of hard at it and just not worry so much about the money that goes into it. Just worry about, having product that you can give to your fans so they remember you.
Yeah.
So that, you're always kind of on their minds. Hopefully people will show up and those things can come, but we're not really worried about it.
Right. Was it a different mindset with East is East? And the reason I ask is very often people who kind of lament that, well, we're going to just enjoy this and not worry about what happens are very often people who've already kind of been through the thinking of it from the opposite direction.
Yeah, I'd say that's the case.
I think we spent a good portion of East is East. We started off when we were in our early 20s and, just like, we're going to be the next big thing.
Right,
And that can be a bit taxing, and you do learn a lot from that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a burden that you put on yourself if you're, because then it sort of, and I went through it too, so I get it. It sort of becomes this, it's either we're going to be hugely successful, or it becomes a black and white thing. Yeah. Either we're going to be this huge success, or we're a failure, and this was all just a waste of time. And that's a terrible place to end up in mentally.
Oh yeah, you can do a lot of like highs and lows, like playing shows. You have a great night. Oh my god, you're at the top of the world. You have a bad night. It's like the worst thing that's ever happened to you. So it's not as much of that now. We're just like, hey, I was glad I played.
Yeah, and the pressure's off.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think that's cool. Well, let's play another track from the demo. What do you guys want to play next?
Let's do Another Day.
Yeah.
All right, Another Day. So this is Another Day from For the Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Another day that we are older, another day we are young, sneaking into all of those dark places, just searching for trouble, counting stars in an empty field. So much could go wrong, but so much was possible. It was our time.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation, and we're here with three-quarters of the band For the Future. And so we talked about the video for business, and people can find that right on the Local Outbreak page. And what is the kind of the short-term plan for you guys over the winter? Are you going to be playing a lot, or are you going to be focused more on recording? Or and a lot of bands go into hibernation, it seems like.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the plan. New England is tough to do a lot of shows in the winter, I think, because you get a snow day, either no one's going to show up or you just can't make it to the gig. So we're going to concentrate more on getting the EP done during the winter, and then we have spring, summer to go out and push it.
Yeah. Are you guys going to, when you do, like, really get out there more, are you going to try to, like, do Boston and the other major cities around New England? Or
I'd like to.
Yeah,
definitely.
good.
Sure.
Based on what I've listened to, I mean, I would imagine you guys, I mean, East is East, I know, did well down there, and I think this band would probably do even better. I mean, you guys sound like,
Thank you.
You sound like a band that, because you've got a lot of, college stations, obviously, in Boston and whatnot, and I think that crowd would really embrace the material you guys are doing now, so I would encourage that, certainly. So
Yeah, it seems tough around here because there's not so many places that even allow bands anymore.
Yeah.
The ones that did are closing down. And
Yeah. Well, it's like Abe was saying before, it's like if you play in a cover band, you're in good shape, but otherwise it can be very tough, yeah. There are new places that open, but then it seems like a lot of them just don't make it. It's hard. It's hard.
You have to just, whatever place will allow you, just do it. If there's a bar that wants original music, just go to it. Who cares about the shape of the bar?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to chance to have another place.
Yeah, seize that opportunity.
And sometimes something really good will come out of that. Like we used to have a great place in the Weirs called Heat.
Yep.
Where,
it was a great room.
It was a really small bar, but it had a scene. People went to shows there.
Yeah.
It was a really great year or two that it was around.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What happened to that? Did that close completely?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. That's too bad. It was a good location, too, I thought, right across from Fun Spot there, Yeah. But now what can you do? Where should people go online to keep up with everything you guys are doing?
I think Facebook would be the best place to find us. Facebook.com/ForTheFutureBand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can find us on Twitter as well, ForTheFutureBND. We just needed one less letter, so
it's too long.
It was one character short of us writing the whole thing.
Oh, that's funny.
So.
Oh, wow.
And then SoundCloud.com/ForTheFutureBand. You can hear we have a sampler for the full demo. If you want a full copy of the demo, please come to our shows. We'll be more than happy to give you one. And then we have Lighthouse Ablaze and Business as our two radio play tracks on there, so you can hear those as well.
Okay, cool. You still work at Greenlaws?
I still work at Greenlaws.
Should plug that. We're all about plugging. I always say on the show we got to support not only local music but local business as well. So
yeah, I think I'm in this band, so people know me less as the guy from Greenlaws and more the guy from For the Future. It's a great place, and our customers are great, but it's weird when you try to go out for like McDonald's or something like that. Like, hey, you're the guy from Greenlaws. Like, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a guy that works at a store. Thanks.
Yeah, but it's a cool store. It's so it all fits together.
No, I get it.
You've been there a long time, right?
About 12 years now.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, I got there right after I got out of high school.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good gig. A lot of musicians would kill to work in a store like that. That's awesome. Good for you. Do you give lessons there or anything? Do they do that there?
I teach bass there. I play guitar in this band, but I teach bass there. That's what I went to college for.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So are you currently taking new students?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm taking new students. Just call Greenlaws, and if you're looking for a bass teacher, I'm your guy.
Excellent. Good. Okay. Yeah. No, that's good to know. I wasn't sure if they gave lessons there or not, so that's really cool.
Oh, we've got a great program. I think we were voted the number one music school in the Lakes region. I think from the Hippo or from the New Hampshire Spotlight magazine. That's it.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I think it was last year. I don't know about this year if they've done it yet, but we did get that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, we've got some really great teachers. We've got a few Berkeley graduates down there.
Oh, wow.
Not me, but some of the other ones.
Awesome. Well, no, that's very good to know. All right. Well, we'll wrap up. But what do you guys want to play to end the show from your demo? For the Future. Does the demo have a name, or is it just For the Future?
We're just calling it For the Future.
Okay.
It's the demo.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was kind of a short-term thing. We just needed something to give to people to remember who we are. And
Yeah, I guess you don't usually name a demo.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Sometimes.
Let's do Beyond Terra.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beyond Terra.
Terra? Does this have a meaning? Like, is there like a story behind?
You have to talk about that.
Yeah, it's basically like you ever watch Firefly?
I've seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of like where that story picks up. It's not that though. I didn't base it off that, but it's like that because it's like.
Are you sure it sounds like that?
It's the worst. Can't describe my own songs. I don't know. It's just it's like the Earth is all used up and we've depleted everything. We're like we gotta go find a new planet to live on. It's kind of like that.
Okay. All right. No, that's
But
very.
there's also a little bit of a sub story in there about some torn lovers.
Oh.
So if you listen closely, maybe you'll figure it out.
Well, you got to have that to appeal to the ladies. They like
right.
the love story,
Yeah, there's some sci-fi themes on the demo that might be coming together in a future date.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a concept album type of thing, maybe?
Sort
down
of.
the road?
We've been talking about it.
Really? Yeah.
One of the songs is definitely based off of an episode of Star Trek.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which
There's
one?
a song on there called Four Lights,
Yeah.
which is, I think that's the name of the episode, Four Lights or something like that.
Probably.
Really?
Picard is captured by the Cardassians and tortured, and he's supposed to count the number of lights. And
The
at the end-
Kardashians?
Kardashians.
Oh,
Did I say-
Cardassians. Okay,
Cardassians.
that's right. I remember the Cardassians.
They had the weird neck ridges. And there's just a great line from Patrick Stewart at the end where he gets all up in David Warner's face. It's like, there are four lights. This is what happens.
That's a
when you
really good Picard.
Yeah. This is what happens when you give lyric duties to the drummer.
Can you say "Make It So"?
I don't think I could do it as Picard.
Aw. Well,
Make
it's
it
not
so.
a reason to.
No,
Oh.
I haven't worked on my Picard
Okay.
impersonation.
I'm sorry. You're not a dancing bear. I shouldn't put you on the
You can
spot.
even do
like
Christopher
that.
Walken though, if you'd like.
Oh, really? Yeah. Can you do Christopher Walken saying "Make It So"?
So, make it so. If that's what you want.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I had no idea, Abe, you did these impressions.
I got bored one day.
Do you do these at Greenlaws, like when you're selling somebody something? Or?
No, I didn't have a radio in my car for the longest time, so
Oh, really? Yeah.
I thought I'd entertain myself trying to figure out different impersonations.
That's awesome. Okay. All right, so we'll finish up with this, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
And this is Beyond Terra from For the Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Here we are at the end of everything. No more hopes, no more dreams, no more laughter. Forced to live in desperate nature, reaching to the skies for the answer. As the world turns, we dance and sing in arrogance. As it burns, we fight and scream for salvation. Now that our time has come to leave this place behind, you are in my mind, but I'm
IPMNation.com.